Okay, so I want to talk to you starting with just talking a little bit about what we're going to be doing this month. So if you haven't been joining us for our class meetings every Monday at 3 o'clock, please start joining us. Even if you don't have work or whatever's going on, like we just need to stay connected. I miss your faces. There's a lot of you who I haven't seen in a while. And so, well, a couple of you, and I really want to see you there. So make every effort to be there for our meetings on Mondays at 3. But for those of you who have not been making them, there are some updates that I need you guys to know about. So the first one is the portfolio due date has been extended because of the coronavirus. So we have till May 26th, which gives us like a good 2.5 weeks more than we would have had otherwise. And we also don't have to do any matting. So we're going to spend that whole month of May really just like refining what we have. That means for the month of April, we're going to spend this time just like more specifically just getting everything good, like really getting our work to a really high level. If you notice, the expectations have also changed. So new portfolio expectations for selected work, instead of choosing 5 images, you only need 3. And for sustained investigation, instead of 15 images, you only need 10. I have very mixed feelings about this. And for some of you, that probably takes a lot of pressure off. But I'm going to insist that you still create your 15 images, because so much of the sustained investigation is about your ability to like think through one concept and let it take you somewhere new, right? The less time you spend on your SI, the fewer pieces you make, the less depth you're going to be able to access. So I really think that 15 pieces is important. So we're going to stay the track. In the month of April, 3 more pieces will be due. And we want to make sure that we're going to put our best 10 pieces, picking them all out of all the options that we have. Okay. So just to clarify, new portfolio expectations, instead of 5 selected works, it's 3. Instead of 15 SI images, it is only 10. Okay. So if you want to know more about this, this is all on Canvas under our March meeting notes. I'm going to just at this point talk to you about a few things that are going on, and I'm going to just use my screen to help me stay focused. So if you have not found out about this handy dandy feature of collapsing your modules so that you can just focus on the one you're on, it's pretty handy. So in the month of April, there's something missing. Let's exit, leave student view. Maybe I just didn't publish it. Okay, now I'll just look at my view. So in the month of April, there it is. I haven't published it yet. We have just, so it says greetings from Leggetts House. I'm sure you're here because you're here with me. This is where the video should be posted, which I'm making right now. And there's a couple announcements. So the first one is supply pickup. So when you get back from your spring break on Tuesday, the 14th at 12 o'clock, I will be at Everett High School, and I will have materials ready to be picked up. So this is mostly for clay, students who are working with clay or things that are consumable, like if you need more paint or something like that. I'm going to have the clay all pre-packaged and ready to go. If you would like something else, I need you to notify me ASAP so I can have it prepared ahead of time. I don't want anyone hanging out at the school. I don't want us to like give each other hugs. I don't want you to spend time in the building. What I want to do is have everything ready so you just walk over, grab your stuff, and go. We're going to mind social distancing, 6 feet apart. If you need a mask, wear a mask or gloves or whatever you like. I can assure you that when I'm preparing the materials, I will be following all social distancing expectations. I'll have gloves and I will have a mask so I can definitely make sure that what I'm sending home to you is super, super safe. Also, just if you need something, but someone at your house is ill or you feel ill, or if there's any reason that it gives you kind of a weird feeling like you probably shouldn't come, please don't come. We can definitely try to work something else out. And just let me know and I'll help you work it out. I just want to make sure that we all stay safe and that we're being respectful. Okay. So Tuesday, the 14th, outside my classroom, clay is going to be available. And for students who need something else, let me know specifically. I know Angel wants underglaze, and I'll have that ready for you. Whatever else you need, just let me know. Next, we have some scholarships, and I doubt there are going to be too many people applying for them. So I'm going to say, you guys, it's pretty important that you do. The first one is from the Washington Arts Education Association. So it's just in the state of Washington. About $3,000 scholarships. 3 scholarships of $1,000 for graduating seniors who are considering studying art. There's more information here. There's a link. Also, the Everett Public Schools Foundation has a $1,000 scholarship. And this one, I promise you, like, there is no one applying for this. It's already, the due date's already come and gone, but because of the coronavirus, everyone is, their brains are just other places, you know? And so stuff like this is falling off the radar. This is a great opportunity for you to get a little bit extra cash. So please make sure that you submit your application for this scholarship if you're only going to do one. I really think you should do them both, but this one is definitely, your odds are very, very high. So you need to be a senior. It says here about submitting things to the district office. You can email this woman right here. I wouldn't use the phone because they're not in the office, but send an email and let her know that you're wanting to apply and that you want to know her recommendations for how to do so safely. So we're not going to be walking things to the CRC or anything like that. An idea might be, I have some suggestions down here, like if you create a web page, that is going to just kind of be it's going to be your scholarship portfolio page on your site. You can just use that page and submit it via link. You can use a Google folder to submit your images, whatever it is. Just read through my suggestions. Okay. So that's all of the announcements that I have for you as far as what we are doing as a school and as a class. Get down to the nitty gritty of our assignments here. Your process work, it was due today. So if you have not turned that in, could you please make sure that you get it in to me ASAP? Lucky for you guys, it's spring break, and I am going to try not to do very much grading. I am going to be doing some curriculum building over break, and I will be available 100% to answer questions. But you have this much time to please get it in. I'm going to be collecting it a little differently. So for the pacing guide, research page, and your concept stuff, I'm going to have you please just take a photograph and submit your photograph. Okay. For your pacing guide, I will not be checking it off as proficient if it is not usable. Please don't do things just as busy work. If you ever needed a structure, it's going to be now. Okay. So please make sure that your pacing guide, use the examples I give you to make sure that it is a usable system. For research, right? Still assigning ourselves one last research goal. Make sure that everything is followed by these instructions. I am asking for a little bit more attention to my instructions since I can't talk to you about it. Please make sure that your images are clear and I understand them. So make sure there's a heading on your page. It designates as this month's research. What is your goal? Make sure your goal is really clear and informative so I know what I'm looking at, okay? Because I can't do that through conversation with you. So take the time to do it correctly. And then again, just submit it to this assignment. And then that's going to be the same for your concept work. So for your concept work, whatever it is you're doing, please make sure you read the instructions, make sure it's useful, helpful, and we're going to need some of that concept work to put in our portfolios. So make sure that you're paying close attention to what that is looking like, okay? And then making sure that it's meeting my expectations and it's not busy work. We don't want anything to be busy work in this class, and especially at this time. So we have an additional assignment for your SI. So it's going to be, we're going to do like a draft of your submission. So not necessarily going and putting it on the AP website right now. We're going to save that for that obnoxious process for May. But what I want you to have is like a really good idea of what it is you're putting. So it's going to be a copy paste situation. So using this rubric, which is the SI rubric, it's looking for inquiry, practice, experimentation, revision, materials, processes, and ideas, and skills, right? The same things that we always do. We're using this rubric, and I want you to complete I want you to complete a draft of your submission. So you're going to be broken up into groups of your portfolio type. So drawing students will be peer reviewing each other, 2D students will be peer reviewing each other, and 3D will be peer reviewing. Your draft is due April 15th. So that's the Wednesday after spring break. Here's a template here for you to use. I'll show you an example of what it can look like when you're done, but I want you to make sure you're doing everything as if it's your upload, including character counts, including making sure that they're really good photographs, making sure that there's no, making sure that there's nothing that, that is just being done sloppily, right? We basically want to make it so that in May, because no matter how prepared you are, there is going to be stuff that comes up. So in May, we want to make sure that you are super, super ready. So I did a sample. So of course we have the College Board samples. You can look through those, but I made a sample using our template. And so what that's going to look like, come on. Right, it's going to look something like this. So I'm asking you the two questions. There's the max characters is 1,200. I want you to, not loading. There it goes. Okay. Come on, internet. So you're going to write your SI. Make sure it's below the, use the character count tool to make sure it's below 1,200. If you don't know how to do that, you go to Tools, Word Count, select. I don't know what's happening to my internet right now. Select word count and it will pop up. And you want to not count words, you're counting characters. Okay, so please make sure you're counting characters. So please do read my artist statement. Take the time to kind of see how I'm approaching it. And one thing that I'd like you to do along with it, Jesus, is so clunky. So if you look at this, I'm highlighting where's evidence of inquiry, where's the evidence of practice, experimentation, and revision. And then lastly, you want to highlight evidence of, which I haven't done this yet, but evidence that you think really demonstrates that synthesis of materials, processes, and ideas. So I want you to go ahead and write this artist statement. And then on page 2, hold on, I'm going to, on page 2, I want you to basically upload your draft. Okay, so one photograph of each of your SI pieces. We only need 10, but we're going to upload as many as you have, right? So looking at those, you're going to upload them, and this table is going to be already prepared for you. There are 3 examples right here of 3 different pieces. I talk about those 3 pieces in my artist statement, and that's why I used them to kind of flesh out the materials and processes. If you look here, I'm also including the character count. You get 100 characters for materials and 100 characters for processes. Try to fit as much as you can into those. Try to get as much information in as possible, because the idea is that those statements are going to work with your artist statement to really demonstrate that synthesis, right? That's how we're going to do it. So just be really smart about that. Look at mine here, the examples. So processes, collaged papers, white acrylic, separating negative space, digitally manipulating opacity and text, right? So I'm trying to put in as much information as I can. Am I really paying attention to, am I demonstrating my skills? Am I demonstrating materials, processes, and ideas synthesized into one vessel, right? Am I demonstrating my ability to experiment, revise, and practice? So are you able to demonstrate all those things? And, anytime you have an opportunity, you're basically using that same rubric. So these, please make sure that they're submitted by the 15th. And then on the 16th, you guys are going to do some peer reviewing of each other. So if yours is not submitted by the 15th, it will not be peer reviewed and it will not be able to be marked as complete. Okay? It's really important that you have practice writing these statements and putting these things together and really understanding what it is we're trying to do. Thank you for bearing with me here, you guys. I just want to make sure that you get all the information that you need about what it is we're doing. So back in our Canvas, we have a couple things. So we're going to continue our Monday meetings. Come on. All right. So all of the dates for our critiques are here. So we're going to be meeting the 13th, the day you get back from spring break, the 20th, and the 27th is going to be something kind of fun. I'm inviting all the AP students in the whole district, AP Studio Art students, to critique together. I have a feeling that there probably won't be too many students from the other schools, but even if we just had a couple, it'd be really fun. So I'm working on setting up like a cross-district gathering over Zoom, and then with like a little bit of critique and show and tell basically about what it is we're doing. So it'll be really fun. I hope you guys can make it. And then down here at the bottom is going to be our critique makeup. So it's one discussion. And after each critique, I'm going to have, before each critique, I'm going to just instruct people to basically put their information in the critique makeup discussion. And then those of you who can't be at the critique, you can join the discussion at your leisure, right? Please make sure that you're posting and on other people's as well as posting your own. It's the give and take, right? And then for your submission, instead of working on your webpage, I'm going to have you guys just submit your pieces, submit your SI pieces directly to a discussion. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, so to submit them to the discussion, and that way we can kind of keep in touch and see what each other are doing, give each other feedback, shout outs, and whatever. I'm really missing the community. So as many times as we can interact with each other, I feel like that's just definitely what I'm going to opt for. So make sure that you realize that we're not going to be doing them on our website. It's going to be way easier. Basically, you're just going to be submitting your work to the discussion, and you're going to be posting how they connect to your sustained investigation. So upload your images with your description. What is the focus of your investigation? How do these pieces explore this concept, and describe where you're at in your process and what would be helpful to you, right? And then just respond to other people's, right? Let's see here. I believe that is all of the important info I have for you guys. I will be posting another video on Monday because I would like to really make sure that we are connected. I'm worried about you guys. Those couple of you who I haven't heard from, please reach out, send me a message and let me know you're okay. And if you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. I am going to stop sharing right now because I blabbered on forever. I'll try to be a little bit faster in the future. Don't forget to apply for those scholarships. There's no reason for you to not have your stuff ready for the 15th. So please make sure that you have your draft SI portfolio ready to go. All right. Peace out, my friends.